Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Sebastian, a medical student from Australia. And welcome back to another vlog. I'm just at home today. I'm trying to crack out a bunch of study and just organizing some things to do with my new block, Oncology. So I'm still in my pajamas, and before one of you guys tell me off for not being quite shaven and fixing my hair, I will be right back. Alright, so that's a bit tardier. But as I was saying, we're in Oncology block, and it's our second day of Oncology block. We went to the hospital yesterday, but today I just wanted to try get a good overview. So I'm going to start by trying to scope out exactly what I will expect in this type of block, what material I'm going to have to cover, and have a look at the bunch of online lectures that we'll be doing today. Okay, so I've just turned on my computer and I've opened up our timetable for today. And as you can see, it is Wednesday, and we have 3 lectures scheduled in the morning and 4 lectures scheduled in the afternoon. And you're probably thinking, hey Seb, how do you sit down and concentrate for 7 hours worth of lectures? And the thing is, I don't. So our lectures are all recorded. These 7 lectures will be recorded and put up online about 1 to 2 hours after they've been completed. And I prefer to watch them afterwards because it gives me the flexibility to choose when I want to actually watch them. And yes, the lectures are actually really helpful doing it on Zoom because you can ask the lecturer questions and you can interact and engage with the content. But I just find that I usually zone out and I don't concentrate and maximize the most of it in class, so I prefer to do it afterwards. So every night before I sleep, I like to write a general objective list of the things that I want to get accomplished the next day. And so having a look here, my first priority is to do an oncology block overview, which is essentially trying to organize all my Notion pages, which is the program that I'm using to organize my notes. I'll then try crack out some of the lectures later in the afternoon and then try work my way down the list. So it's only 10 o'clock and I'm probably going to start by scoping out the course. So I'll show you how I do that. So at the start of each block, our university gives us a block grid, which basically shows how each of the weeks are going to be organized. So the first week is on colorectal cancer, the second on lung, then breast, and then cervical cancer. And we're having about 7 to 8 lectures per week with a few seminars and a few clinical skills that we'll have to accomplish. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move them to my oncology study tracker, which is just a little bit easier because I can record notes within each page and I can just have all my notes in one place. Finished organizing my past trackers and I've now made a start on week 1's material, which is colorectal cancer. So my girlfriend got me onto a really cool online resource. It's called AMBOSS. And let me just show you what it looks like. So it goes through different pathologies and diseases as well as some basic science. So I'm looking at colorectal cancer and it'll break it down into a general summary, the epidemiology, the etiology, clinical features, stages, diagnostics. So I'm going to have a look through colorectal cancer to get started off with. And then I'll move on to breast, lung, and then cervical while I'm writing my notes on the side here. And so one of the most common questions I get is what music I listen to when I'm studying, and I always have lo-fi playing in the background, and I really like the playlist by Fear Dog Music and by Cyrus. I just finished up with colorectal cancer, and I'm now going to move on to lung. But before I do that, I'll just quickly show you how I'm organizing my notes. I've created like this little block knowledge tree, where essentially I'm covering all the material from each week. So week 1 is colorectal, week 2 is lung, breast, and then cervical. So now it is time to move on to lung cancer, and I'm going to get these boxes filled in. Alright, so I've just made some oolong tea and I'm going to try spend the next 40 or so minutes smashing out lung cancer, or at least getting an introduction to it. So I'm going to set a 40-minute forest timer, chuck my phone away and get into some revision. So I've got my boy Bruce over here, being my accountability buddy. He cheers me on when I'm studying. So he's always watching, always making sure I'm not slacking off. Okay, so my forest timer just went off and I managed to get halfway through lung cancer. I'm gonna do a little bit more on another day, but I'm feeling pretty happy with my Notion pages, a little bit more familiar with colorectal cancer, and the recordings for my morning lecture should now be up and available for viewing, so I'll get to those shortly. But it's just hit 1:15 and I'm gonna grab some lunch. So I watch a lot of videos on YouTube, and a lot of people that I watch tell me that meal prepping is one of the best things to save you time, to increase your productivity so you don't have to worry about food. And I never really meal prepped in the past, but I did it this week. So you guys should be proud of me. And it looks glorious. These are all the ones that I made. It's just basic stuff, green beans, carrots, chicken and broccoli with some rice. But I'm gonna heat one of these up, try it out, and have a good feed. Alrighty, I've got my food here, and I had it yesterday, but the chicken is a little bit on the dry side. It's chicken breast. The whole meal itself, really good for you, but could be a little bit more tasty. So if you guys have any recommendations on some meal prep or recipe ideas that taste flavorful, that taste good, please let me know, because I'm trying to get more into this whole meal prep thing, because you can't really be eating takeaway out every week, and I'm trying to cook more for myself. I'm back at my desk, and what I'm currently doing is I'm downloading all the lecture notes from this week, which were uploaded ahead of time, and then I'll put them on my iPad, specifically using the app Notability. So the first 3 lectures have now been put up live for viewing. So I'm gonna have a look at the first one now, which is the Introduction to Oncology, and then the second lecture is the Epidemiology and Molecular Basis of Carcinogenesis.
With an average of 367 new diagnoses of cancer each day. Amongst all causes of death in Australia, 3 in 10 were due to cancer, with an average of 131 deaths with cancer each day.
Alright, so 3 lectures down and a lot of information to process, but it was good to know that with colorectal cancer, they've improved the 5-year survival rates from 50% 20 years ago to now 70%. I'm still trying to stick the hallmarks of cancer into my brain, so that's uncontrolled proliferative signaling, evasion of the immune system, evading apoptosis, telomerase expression. There's a few things there, so I'll continue to go over that. So it's about 3:30 and I have around 30 minutes before a Chinese lesson with an online tutor of mine. So I'm going to spend the next half an hour just relaxing, replying to a few messages, and trying to reply to you guys on Instagram. I get a lot of messages from you guys, so I'm going to try and answer a few of your questions. After my break, I joined a Skype call with an online tutor of mine for a Chinese lesson. We talked through some of the things we've been up to recently, and this is a snippet of our conversation. P.S. I'm still very new. 我觉得看课本无聊，但是我跟你说很晚 or more fun, more interesting. 有趣，比较有趣。再见, bye bye, have a good day. Alright, so my computer's off and my notes are away, and I don't feel like doing any study, so I'm gonna have a little bit of a break. It's about 5:15, which means that the sun's going down, perfect time to get outside, and let's try get re-energized. Alrighty, let's go. Okay, so it is 5:30, I want to do a new workout. Open run. 3, 2, 1. Alright guys, just got back from the run and puffing a little bit. I'm pretty sweaty because I'm very unfit. They say that your max beats per minute, or how fast your heart beats, should be 220 minus your age. So I'm 20 something years old, so I should be about 190 something, and I was at 195 as max BPM, so definitely puffing it out. And I only did 6Ks as well, so pretty unfit. But I'm gonna go inside, cool off, have a shower, and get some food. So my girlfriend tells me that I'm super inflexible, but recently I've been doing more stretches and I can pretty much touch my toes now. So that's pretty big for me. Alright, so I've just got my afternoon lectures left to do. Lectures 4 and 5 are ready to view. So I'm going to try smash out the first two because they're recorded, and I'll probably save the rest for tomorrow. So when I'm doing lectures, I'll generally have a triple screen going. I'll have one screen which has my Notion study tracker on it. I'll have another of the actual lecture itself, and then I'll have a third of a Google page open if I want to research anything. And then I write everything on my iPad. So let's get on to the first one, which is surgery and the cancer patient.
Where you will be enthusiastic and happy to work in it. So I just encourage all of you to find that niche place where you will be interested and to be able to work together with people.
Alright guys, well that's going to wrap up all the study today. I just finished my last lecture on the principles of chemotherapy. So it's about 8 o'clock right now, which means it's dinner time, so I'm going to get some food into me. And I don't have too much planned for the rest of the evening. I might do some reading, try work on a few YouTube video scripts, and play some video games. So my mates and I have been playing Among Us, which is so much fun, but I am terrible at it because I'm just not a good liar. But that's going to pretty much wrap up the end of the vlog, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, found it interesting, and maybe it gave you some motivation to get into some of your own study. But if you enjoyed the video, remember to hit that like button and subscribe to see more content like this. I have plenty of videos about medical school, which you can check out, and also some videos on study and productivity tips. But thanks so much for watching, and until next time, this was Sebastian. Stay sharp.